people are really themselves to blame. I mean, when you think about it, only less than a month and a bit ago, they had the opportunity to change this literally dire situation. But for some inexplicable reason, they didn't decide to bother. But now it's really mounting because a lot of people truly believe that His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, Prince William, and indeed His Majesty the King, King Charles III, should truly distance themselves from this particular London mayor. That's right, we're talking about Sadiq Khan. As ever though, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you today. You're all right. Thank you so much as ever for your time and for joining me. It's nice to have your company. It's hard to believe actually that it's less than just a couple of months ago since we had the opportunity to, of course, change the face, the view, the move, whatever you want to call it, of this great city, our capital city, London. And what's interesting when you look at it is, of course, we've recently just celebrated the brilliant Trooping of the Colour. And as I've told you before, what I find fascinating about these particular individuals, anti-monarchists, people like Sir Keir Starmer, the leader of the British Labour Party, and many others, like Michael Sheen, the actor, demonstratively sending back their awards after they've got all the publicity, of course, of taking it. Well, when you think the reasonable thing to do would be to support British history, and in particular, of course, things that really do we value as British people. Seemingly this was beyond the Mayor of London. But of course he's there with his climate change when he's publicising his own book, of course, and other things attributed to himself. You know the sort of thing. Now what's interesting also, he's managed to include himself in His Majesty the King's quest for climate change. That doesn't really go down with everybody else, and had private meetings with Prince William in Kensington Palace about Earthshot and things like that. But he was sulking recently because he didn't necessarily get a high enough profile on the campaign trail for this recent election, and more so very upset by the fact that he wasn't included in anything to do with D-Day, forgetting of course he is a mayor, nothing else. That's the deal. But as you can see from this video, he was willing to spend a lot of money to promote his own celebration. Yes, your money, because it's your money that made this video. You get the picture now. But you see, it was too much fuff for him, of course, to actually reach out and commemorate all of those wonderful brave people for D-Day. No mention of that on his social media feed, the Mayor of London feed, the one about inclusion and inclusivity and all that sort of stuff. Now, did he bother, of course, to congratulate His Majesty the King on his official birthday with Trooping of the Colour? No, he couldn't be bothered to do that either. You understand how this works. So a lot of people over here are basically asking the question, why on earth is, of course, the King and the future King supporting someone that clearly is so anti-monarchy and indeed anti-British? Everything that he does is all about himself. We already knew that. And of course, it's a mystery to many people how in fact he got re-voted back in. Looking at the postal vote, you get the picture. But moving forward on a positive note, I think it will be a wise move for His Majesty and indeed His Royal Highness Prince William, the Prince of Wales, to simply distance this. If, of course, they wish also to keep their popularity. Because as his popularity plummets, and truly it does plummet, if he can't be bothered to be sociable, inclusive, and of course stand up for British values in the capital city of London, then what chance does anybody else truly have? I'd love to know what you think to this particular breaking story. And as ever, be polite, but let me know in the comments below, and like and share. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.